afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, July 18th, 2012. This is Texan TV News, a product of the Texan TV News Service, and I am Jenny Klein. In today's headlines, a new controversy arises over the Second Amendment. Governor Perry visits Tarleton. New master's degree for Tarleton's nursing program. Jump in housing starts. Earnings sends stocks up. Obama honors undefeated Baylor team. The weather in today's top story. Texan TV is rolling out new crime maps for sex offenders in the Cross Timbers region. Do you feel comfortable going for an early morning or late evening walk alone in your neighborhood? Do you believe your child is safe to play outside unsupervised, ride his or her bike around the block alone, or walk to a friend's house without an escort? We all have concerns for the safety of our families. We want to know that we are keeping them safe from potential harm. For most of us, that means knowing our neighbors, who they are, where they come from, and what kind of history follows them. Other than the friendly greeting in passing and the occasional conversation about the weather, how many of us really know our neighbors? For the past 6 months, I have been gathering data about registered sex offenders in the Cross Timbers area and mapping their whereabouts. The maps display the addresses of registered sex offenders, schools, and daycares for each of the 8 counties. Child Safety Zone laws prohibit a registered sex offender from entering or living within a specified distance of schools, daycares, parks, video arcades, and other places where children gather publicly. In Texas, cities determine that distance, and distances vary from 500 feet to 2,500 feet. To check out these maps, go to www.texannews.net and click on the Sex Offender tab. There, you'll find maps for Bosque, Comanche, Eastland, Erath, Hamilton, Hood, Palo Pinto, and Somerville counties. In international news, a Forbes magazine columnist recently sparked a controversy about whether the United Nations is treading on the rights of American citizens to keep and bear arms. The plan, according to Forbes, would enact tougher licensing requirements, confiscate and destroy all unauthorized civilian firearms, and ban the trade, sale, and private ownership of all semi-automatic weapons. Texan TV News' Matt Lennox interviewed Robert Coates, who works at Lone Star Arms, about the plan.
Firearms have been a way of life for Americans since the early 1800s. Obama's new plan with the United Nations to take away all arms via the Small Arms Act has a lot of Americans up in arms.
I don't think that it's necessarily anything that's good for America. Our founding fathers had found the amendments, especially the Second Amendment, to guard against tyranny. Basic definition of Mr. Obama is he's a tyrant. He likes unarmed citizens. He wants to make sure that no one can oppose him. The Small Arms Treaty that the UN is trying to push through is definitely unconstitutional, and there's no place for it here in the United States of America. The FBI here recently had posted a statistic saying that in the last year, in 2011, firearm sales were up. Violent crimes were down 4% nationwide, which that alone speaks for itself.
Texas Governor Rick Perry was on the Tarleton campus this week, touting the value of a degree from the university. Perry told students that, once you have the key to future in the form of a diploma, any dream you can make a reality through Tarleton State University. Earlier Monday, the governor made a campaign appearance for State Representative Sid Miller, who is facing Dr. J.D. Sheffield in the July 31st runoff. Texan News Service's Lori Yokel followed Perry on his trip through Stephenville. The fundraiser for Miller at City Limits was hosted by the Cross Timbers Republican Women. Both Perry and Miller discussed the governor's Texas Budget Compact, which will aim to trim the budget and set aside money for future need, and Miller's political agenda for his Cross Timbers district. The duo then headed to Tarleton State University for a brief speaking engagement at the university's new nursing building. University President Dominic DeTavio introduced Perry, and the governor touted the importance of the nursing profession in Texas because his wife, Anita Perry, is a nurse. The governor thanked Miller for his efforts in expanding Tarleton's research and instructional programs. Speaking of nursing, Tarleton's nursing program is now giving students majoring in nursing administration and nursing education the opportunity to earn a master's degree. According to university press release, this new program will further improve credentials of Tarleton's nursing graduates. Nursing faculty are partnering with the College of Business Administration to enhance the students' learning experience. The courses taught will involve a face-to-face interaction with the instructor and will allow students to become hands-on in the classrooms, something that will greatly benefit them for field preparation. The approval of the new master's program was celebrated in the Nursing Center today with an open house for anyone on campus. People were able to tour the facility as well as hear about the plans for the nursing program this coming semester. The 53,000 square foot multi-million-dollar nursing building opened in January 2011. The new program will begin in the fall 2012 semester. Students must apply through the College of Graduate Studies by August 1st. Registered nurses with a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing are urged to apply, as well as registered nurses with an associate degree or diploma. This is a big step for Tarleton. In its 34-year existence, Tarleton's nursing program has already produced over 1,250 graduates. More information about applications are available at www.tarleton.edu/nursing. In news from the Associated Press, a new sign of recovery in the housing market and strong earnings reports from big companies are sending stocks higher for a second day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 103 points to 12,909 at the close Wednesday. The Standard & Poor's 500 index rose 9 points to 1,373. Technology stocks rose more than the rest of the market after Intel surprised investors with a strong earnings report late Tuesday. The Nasdaq Composite climbed 33 points to 2,943. Those companies plus industrials were responsible for much of the market's gains. Home builders broke ground last month on the most new homes and apartments in nearly 4 years. 3 stocks rose for every one that fell on the New York Stock Exchange. Volume was averaged at 3.6 billion shares. In Texas news, President Barack Obama is honoring Baylor's undefeated women's basketball team, calling the NCAA champions a dominant team that scored more points than any team in women's college basketball history. He thanked them for making my NCAA bracket look good, at least on the women's side. He added, "I picked Baylor over Notre Dame, but I have to say I wasn't the only one. It wasn't that hard." Obama, who helps coach his daughter Sasha's youth basketball team, honored the Lady Bears' 40-0 team at the White House. Obama also applauded the team's volunteer work, taking special note of an 11-year-old girl, Haley Klepper, of Waco, Texas, whom the team has embraced. Klepper, who attended the White House event, has a rare mitochondrial disease. Today's broadcast is produced by Travion Davis, Lucy Pound, Callie Widman, and Matthew Lennox. Today's still pictures were provided by Travion Davis. Today's videos were provided by Matt Lennox and Rafael Sanchez. Engineering by Matthew Mills. You can follow us on ustream.tv/user/Texan News Service. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News.